Okay, hey everybody. Jim Friend from Advancing Our Church. This is more or less a test of our capability to try to go live on YouTube. Um, and so, what I wanted to do is just present to you, if you're a pastor, and it's Good Friday, right? It's a big weekend. And I know that Easter collections were usually something that was pretty significant. Probably your second largest collection of the year was typically given at Easter, right? Your Christmas obviously being number one, Easter being number two, and of course this year you're not going to have anybody there in the pews to pass the basket to. So we need to think about some creative ways in which we can encourage people or remind people that this is still an opportunity for them to give and that you still need their support. Now, I just want to preface this by saying that no matter what you do, I recognize that it's difficult to ask money for this time during this time, right? We have 7 million people out of work, nearly unemployment through the roof. A lot of people are suffering, and many folks are afraid. Not just priests and pastors, but nonprofit leaders all around the country are afraid of asking for the gift, asking for support because they're very sensitive, and as right you should be, right? Absolutely. At the same time, you have an organization, you have a mission. And what you have to remind yourself is that you're not asking for yourself, you're asking for your community. And so I think there's some creative ways in which you can remind people to give on Sundays, right? So some things that I've seen. Pastors have been doing little self videos, right? Little selfie videos in front of the parish or in the parish or somewhere, just giving the parishioners an update. And when you do, um, don't forget to thank all those people who are giving to you online. Just a big thank you. The power of saying thank you to people obviously does two things. One, it thanks those who are loyally and faithfully giving to you, and you absolutely want to thank them as many times as possible. Experts would say thank them 7 times between each gift. Well, hopefully every gift is weekly or it's on a regular basis, but you should be thanking them pretty often, especially those who took the time to sign up and are funding the ministry during this pandemic. The fact that they're actually not physically with you. So thank them, the power of thank you. So number one, you're thanking those people, but you're also reminding those of us who haven't signed up that we need to sign up, right? So it's a subtle reminder. So consider thanking them. Another way to do this is, we don't have the basket passed to us on a weekly basis because we're not physically in the pews. And so what you might consider doing, a couple things. One, I know many of you have online giving somewhere on your website. Well, make sure that that button is in a fairly prominent place. And I'm going to say the homepage. Maybe if you have a top menu, there could at least be a giving button at the very top or the top right or somewhere. It doesn't have to be right in front, it doesn't have to be front and center, but it should be somewhere on the front page so that it's easily found and a reminder. Okay. Number two, you might also consider passing the basket on social media. And you can come up with kind of a fun and I think creative post on that, because my fellow parishioners, I don't see you on Sunday. I don't have the opportunity to pass the basket and ask for your support. Here's me passing the basket on social media. And then just provide a little link to online giving, right? And many of you have a link that takes them right to sign up for online giving or to make a gift. So just a little link to your parish's online giving page with a fun little quote saying, we miss you at Mass. Here I'm passing the basket as I do once a week, asking for your support of our ministries and our missions. And thank you so much for all of you who give online giving. Social media is powerful. So I would do that at least once a week. I really would. And the third way that I think can be a roundabout way of you asking without maybe you, pastor, specifically asking is you have a finance council, you have a pastoral council. There's no reason why. And I did this for my own parish. I'm not boasting, but I'm just giving you an example. I put a post with a link to the online giving site for my parish. And I said, parishioners of St. Anne's, those of you who, we still need to keep our parish vibrant during this time of difficulty. Here is the online link to giving. I encourage you to join me and my family in in making a gift to our parish this week or signing up for a reoccurring gift. So have somebody else make that post besides the pastor, besides the parish. Look for leaders in the community who you think might be well connected on Facebook. You see them, especially pastors who are on Facebook. And I know many, if not most of you already are. Your parishioners who are popular and get a lot of likes and have a pretty big network. Don't hesitate to ask them. Draft up a little post and just say, would you consider just encouraging your fellow parishioners just to make a gift? You would do that if you were asking for a lay witness speaker anyway at Mass, wouldn't you? You'd ask them to come up. If you're doing an increased offertory program, or if you were doing a capital campaign, you would invite somebody to come up to the pulpit and to say a few words. And it's good because it shouldn't just be the pastor making the ask. The laity are a bigger part of the parish, bigger part of the church than they ever have been before, and they have a voice. And they should that peer to peer is really, really key. So don't hesitate to ask them. So think about it. You got website, you got social media as a parish, you got social media as a volunteer, somebody else besides the parish, and then just that subtle thank you. Just keep thanking them for signing up for online giving, and don't hesitate to do that if you're streaming a mass. It could be kind of part of the closing announcements. Thanking them all for signing on. Again, I just want to thank you for all you do for our parish and all those who have signed up for online giving. You're making a huge impact. And if you haven't signed up for online giving, I know many of you are also sending in envelopes, and many parishioners are faithfully sending those envelopes in every week. So those are some online giving tips. Try to keep it short. I hope you have a blessed Good Friday, a beautiful celebration of the Easter season. And thank you for all you do to advance our church. I'm Jim Friend. God bless.